And as children of God, what we have to accept is the fact that that answer may not be what we want.
Right. Amen.
The silence of God. Sometimes that silence may be mistaken for no. But sometimes God's answer is simply no. What we ask for, no matter how well intentioned we might be, in God's eyesight could be inappropriate.
That's right. Amen.
For if we really look at it, some of the stuff that we really ask of God is very inappropriate. If you're real
That's right.
with yourself.
Amen.
There's been some things in your life that you've asked God for that you know that you shouldn't have been talking to God about.
That's right. Amen.
There are some of us who refuse to listen to God's no. What do you mean, preacher? Well, sometimes when God tells us no, and we fail to want to accept God's answer, we then have the tendency, just like children,
Watch out.
when our parents sometimes tell us, you can't have the cookies in the cookie jar, we then have the tendency that when they seemingly turn their back,
Come on now.
we climb up on the chair on the kitchen counter and we still reach into the cookie jar. And look at what happens.
What happened?
9 times out of 10, we either fall, knock down the cookie jar,
That's right.
or leave it open and they tell anyway that we've been in it.
That's right. Runs all over your mouth.
We've got to realize that when God says no,
God says no.
the answer
That's right.
is no. But some of us believe that it's just beyond my imagination. Because I live so righteous, because I live so upright, how could God
My God, that's break,
have the audacity to tell me no?
break it down.
I give my tithes on Sunday morning. I'm at Bible study and Sunday school and prayer meeting, and I'm the chairman of this and the president of that, and I'm at every service that we have at church. How could God tell me no?
You're in the house, Pastor. You're in the house. Amen.
But we've got to understand that God's no
Teach, Pastor.
is very seldom left at just no.
That's right. Explain.
How do you know?
Explain.
Well, the Bible tells me that Paul
Teach.
had asked God because of a thorn
Yes.
in his flesh. The painfulness of that thorn, Paul came to God and said, Lord, please remove this thorn
3 times. Come on now.
out of my flesh.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you read the entire Bible, Genesis through Revelation, no place does it explain exactly what kind of thorn it was. Now, the Bible doesn't say whether it was a thorn like a rose bush. It doesn't say whether it was another pain or another problem. But all it says is, please remove this thorn from my flesh.
That's right. Come on now.
But God didn't stop there.
Did not.
And very seldom is his no left just at
Explain.
no.
Explain.
God is cognizant of our thinking.
Yes, he is.
So what God does is he doesn't just stop at no. Just like most times some parents will not just tell their child no, but they'll sit there sometime and explain the reason why I'm telling you you can't go to that party, why you can't hang out on the street corner, why you've got to study, why you've got to get good grades, why you've got to go to college.
That's right. Explain.
God
Explain. That's
didn't leave Paul at just no. For God went on and he told him, he says, you don't need me to take that thorn out of your flesh. Though great theologians say that the thorn was the fact that Paul was hunchbacked and Paul wanted to stand upright. But God said, don't worry about whatever the thorn might be. Another theologian said that he was facially disfigured. But God said, don't worry about that thorn. Whatever it might be that is deterring you, don't worry about that thorn. Why? Paul probably said, but why not, God? God said, because my grace is sufficient for you, and my power shall be made perfect in weakness. So what was God really trying to tell him? He was saying, well, don't worry about the thorn in your flesh. I got the situation. Don't worry about the thorn in your flesh. Whatever you come up against, you still got me. Don't worry about the thorn in your flesh. I'm standing by your side. Don't worry about that thorn in your flesh. I'm ever present in your life. Don't worry about that thorn in your flesh. For my grace is sufficient. God just wanted him to know that the purpose beyond his refusal is nothing more but I'm here with you. That's right. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Just trust me. Songwriter says, I will trust in the Lord till I die. The songwriter doesn't say that I'm only going to trust him if I'm in good health, but it says I'm going to trust in the Lord till I die. It doesn't say that my family and my friends and I have to get along, but I'm going to trust in the Lord until I die. It doesn't say I'm not going to have no problems in my life. It doesn't say that I'm not going to have difficult days. It's not going to say that the rain's not going to fall. But the songwriter said that I will trust in the Lord until I die. The silence of God, not only is it sometimes mistaken as no, but sometimes that same silence is not now. No is not the only response from God that sometimes get mistaken as silence. For when we ask something, we're looking for an answer right away. What makes not now difficult to accept is the fact that we have the tendency of expectation of instant gratification. What are you trying to say? That means that we want everything as soon as we ask for it. Some of us fall on our knees and begin to beg God for this, and we beg God for that, and we really actually anticipate and expect that even before we get up off our knees, that brand new car is sitting in the driveway, that money is already transferred to our bank account, that our wardrobe is completely new, that the jewelry that we wanted is already in the jewelry box. We want things right away. Stuff. But how about praying that God make you new? How about praying that God make you whole again? How about praying that God give you long life and good health? How about praying that God change some of those situations in your life that are holding you down? How about praying that God lift you up to a place that you might be able to see Jesus? How about praying that God take you out of the muck and the mire? How about praying that God place your feet on a solid foundation? How about praying that you stop falling all over the place and start walking in the newness of life?